Good morning, DragonCon, and welcome to The Late Show.
Hello, everybody.
The show that keeps getting later and later in the con, both physically and spiritually. I'm so tired. I am Stephen Grenade, one of your hosts.
I'm Vaughn. Oh, mic is still out.
Can we check this mic?
Vaughn's mic is off. This is Vaughn.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
Vaughn. Hey, guys.
And I'm TJ.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, I'm Vaughn. So, nice to see y'all.
I got you, buddy.
And we have a fancy new addition for this edition of The Late Show. We have blazers. Check it. Hello, everyone. It's a great day for golf. Our volunteer fireball made these, and it's very exciting. I feel so official.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how was your Saturday?
It went by so fast. I feel like I just did so much that I will remember it later, and just trying to stay in the moment right now. But lots of fun stuff. The Hobbits was fun. Yeah.
One thing that I'm gonna take us down a little road, but I have recently become a step counter. Anybody here a step counter? Count your steps.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So one thing that I've realized is, on average, I'm a teacher, so I average about 5,000 to 6,000 steps a day. And I just checked it yesterday. Since this con, I've been averaging about 25,000 steps. It is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, our director of tech ops put on a pedometer one year. You do not want to know how many kilometers he had walked by the end of the convention between the hotels.
Crazy, crazy.
Well, speaking of walking between the hotels, there is a lot of stuff still packed into Saturday and Sunday. Please do not try to do it all. It would not go well for you.
It's Sunday and Monday. Sunday, Monday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of the things that you might want to select from the buffet of options that we have provided for you. You can bring your own teapot racer or just enjoy kid-friendly action as steampunk builders race remote control cars carrying teapots around an obstacle course for fun and prizes. That will be the Splendid Teapot Race today at 10 a.m. You're going to have to hustle in the Cortland Grand Ballroom. I love how they name these hotels.
Yes. And that's also hosted by the Alternate History Track. I was actually there yesterday when they had a wonderful Bridgerton-based dance.
I love it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah. Did you go to that?
Yeah, I went to that.
Did you learn to dance?
I was not. I almost fell to my death with doing cameras and stuff, but
Lady Whistle Down write something about you?
no. But it was a wonderful time. Definitely make sure that was their first annual one. So I would definitely say if you come to DragonCon next year, or when, because everybody is going to come again, make sure that you go to that dance. Okay.
Yeah, and here's a fun fact. After a 10-year hiatus, DragonCon's Fandom music video wars have returned.
Yes,
Yay! Yeah. So this is a video editing competition where participants create music videos featuring their favorite fandoms and media, including but not limited to live-action movies, shows, cartoons, comics, anime, manga, video games, cosplay, all that good stuff. We've received over 200 submissions from all over the world, and our panel of judges narrowed them down to just 35. So, yeah, those finalists will be voted on by DragonCon attendees. So you get to decide who wins. And categories include Best Tribute, Upbeat Drama, Suspense, Adrenaline, Humor, and even Best Shipping. Not like UPS, though, like relation shipping, guys.
Unless you ship FedEx John, which is okay. I just don't need to see your AO3 bookmark.
Yes. Since we have the cult of, John here, I was like, let me be specific on the shipping thing. The event will be held on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Wait, that's today. Today at 2:30 p.m. In the Hilton Grand West.
Yeah, make sure you go out to that. They put a lot of work into editing those videos and things of that nature. We definitely know the time and the process and the hard work that it takes to actually edit videos. So definitely make sure you go out to that. Also today, we are going to have D&D Live Baldur's Gate Edition. That will be today, Sunday, at 1 p.m. in the Western Peachtree Ballroom.
I love Baldur's Gate. Have you gotten into it yet?
I have actually
Okay.
played. I just started. But it's something you can definitely play, and then by the time you turn it off, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah. But this D&D edition, it's this afternoon. Again, it's at the Western Peachtree Ballroom. We're going to have veteran Dungeon Master Mark Meir, famous voice actor. He's going to put the Baldur's Gate 3 voice actors, the actual voice actors from the game, in character. And then they're going to go through a series of Dungeons and Dragons encounters. So will Ashion be snarky? Will Shadowheart have a hard time with the word little? Will Laziel pepper her sentences with gift expressions? Or will Will try to make the best of a bad situation? Only one way to find out. So lots of different things, lots of scenarios. If you've never been to a D&D event or actually participated in one, make sure that you go out to the Western Peachtree Ballroom to see how it is. It's going to be lots of fun.
And Mark Meir is astounding at it.
Amazing, yes.
I'll confess, every time I come across Asterion, I stake him right in the heart. I don't trust vampires. Join fellow Questarians as miniature visual effects artist Von Davis shares fun stories from the ILM model shop. That's Industrial Light and Magic, guys.
Yes.
Recognize that? So you get to hear firsthand accounts about creating miniatures for the movie Galaxy Quest and other fun behind-the-scenes stories, followed by a showing of the best Star Trek movie ever made, Galaxy Quest. Yes. Never give up.
Never give up.
Never surrender.
Never surrender.
I grabbed Thar's hammer.
Yes.
What a savings.
Great movie.
And finally, I'm going to plug my science track. They're going to let me do it because I've got a mic and they can't stop me.
No.
Tonight, we are doing our 10th anniversary showing of Science versus Movies. This is an event where I have carefully curated short clips from movies with interesting science in it. And I have a collection of scientists and science communicators up on stage, and they are forced to explain why the science is correct, actually.
That's going to be interesting.
You have never seen paleontologists cry like that before coming up with some absolute nonsense to explain the science. That will be tonight, 10 p.m. in the Hilton Grand West.
And it's funny you mentioned shorts. We're about to show a segment here, not about science, but about Vikings. And it was quite an interesting experience doing this. You might recognize somebody, you might not actually. But we have a Viking Photoshoot here every year at DragonCon. And what they do is they get together, they take photos, they scream and yell, and then they head over to the meadery and grab some mead, and then they raid the Pulse Bar. By the time we get to the Pulse Bar, the horde really thins out, though, because, like I said, we stop and get mead first. I myself don't drink, so I was able to remember and take an account of all of it. So let's check that out.
This is Oscar Boulderheck with DCTV Trash, and we're here doing the Viking Photoshoot. Score! So what do you guys think of the economy these days? Excuse me, fellow Viking. You mind if I join your horde?
Join the Horde! Join the Horde! You must bathe in the blood of another. Are you willing?
So here at the Viking Photoshoot, we have a bit of a celebrity here. His name is Ryan. Could you please tell me a little bit about himself?
Ryan became a Viking back in 21. We emailed everybody, asked if there were any groups that he could join and get pictures, and the Vikings invited him. The leader of the Vikings invited him. He showed up.
Well, unfortunately, this meadery only has water for a non-alcoholic option. This is Ulfgar Boulderhex signing off.
Wow. Wonderful
That was
afternoon.
Fun.
Our con has everything, including Vikings. I keep wondering if, like, do the Vikings run into the Spartans, and is that just like a bad scene? Or an amazing scene for the bystanders? Well, we now have a couple of guests that we have brought on stage to talk to that we're very excited to have a conversation with. Welcome, Dean's Lyst and Barr Foxx.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So they're both costume designers with their company Cosplay Your Way. So tell us a little bit about Cosplay Your Way, guys. How did it actually get started?
Wow, Cosplay Your Way is something I started when I was coming here at DragonCon, and unfortunately, I was running into scenarios where people were kind of being canon and gatekeepers for cosplay. So I come from the television and film industry, so I was like, it should be a situation where people get to just bring their energy, bring their finesse, their style to the character. And that's very inventive for me. So with that, we started Cosplay Your Way to encourage people how to cosplay, to show them how to cosplay on a budget, to cosplay if you do commissions. We started doing panels. And then we added the extra added features of photography. We started doing photo shoots, annual photo shoots for people that were newbies to make sure that they felt great. And then we upgraded to costume design with Dean's Lyst and custom-made designs, and he can talk about that.
So I am Walter Dean. I design with the company name of Dean's Lyst, and try to help whatever cosplay dreams you have. I try to make those come true. So part of our premise is for people to, it's in the name, Cosplay Your Way. We want people to feel comfortable cosplaying their way, and that's irregardless of, sex, age, sexual orientation, size, shape, whatever. Just however you want to cosplay, play is in the name. You're supposed to play. You're supposed to have fun doing it. So whatever way that cosplay brings you enjoyment, you should do it that way, and I can help with that.
How'd you get started into it?
I started going to DragonCon was actually my very first convention, so I started with the best.
You can play to the audience. We appreciate that.
Many moons ago, many moons ago. I won't date myself. But I just started going to DragonCon and found out about it last minute, but I had to be here. I didn't even have a costume. I came in here with jeans and a T-shirt, my superhero T-shirt. But then I was so enthralled, and I was immediately hooked. So started out with, simple costumes I would buy on eBay and Amazon. Then I wanted something that was really nice, so I paid somebody to make a costume for me. It was amazing. I won the hallway contest, so that was pretty exciting. But that costume was a bit pricey, and I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to learn how to sew and make my own costume. So I did that, and by the next DragonCon, I had my very first costume that I made for myself.
Wow.
Spent some time making costumes for myself and started making them for other people.
That's awesome.
We can definitely see the evolution when it comes to cosplay and the many innovations and how intricate all of these cosplays are. I tend to do like a minimalistic style, but obviously with you guys, everything is just all the way to the top. So
the minimum to the most grand, whatever.
Yes. Yeah. So
Can you talk a little bit about Marvel's Becoming?
So I don't know if anybody's familiar with Marvel Becoming, but Marvel had a series called Marvel Becoming where they would take cosplayers, they would do a video of them, they would interview them and show them becoming the characters. So they asked me to recreate the Dora Milaje warriors from Black Panther. So that was both exciting and intimidating and scary. But,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, what were you gonna ask?
I was going to ask, yes, we
yeah,
definitely
they
see
can
those. So
apply.
I was going to ask, what is the power of bringing a character like that to life? Like we're seeing the Dora Milaje right now. How does it feel, or what process do you go through whenever you're starting from scratch, starting from the beginning, trying to plan to bring these characters into real life based off of each person's individual, like you said, race, gender, sexual orientation, and all of that?
It starts out by getting as much reference material as I can, and then actually talking to the client, because people have their own ideas how they want this to play out. Right. So do you want to stick as close as possible to the source material? Do you want to add your own flair to it? So part of cosplaying your way is doing it any way you want. Some people want to be absolutely canon to the source material, as I said. And some people, they may have like natural hair. Some people may not be shaped like the character that they see in the book, but they may want me to like contour to them and or accentuate or decentuate areas. So, and when you're working with somebody who's doing custom work, I mean, like the sky's the limit.
It's awesome that you're able to pursue your passion and do something you love too, and just go to that full time. And Barr, your work with Cosplay Your Way led to a documentary on Prime, right?
It did.
So what did you want your audience to take away from that?
So that was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. What happened is I was having my photo shoots, I was doing the different things with Cosplay Your Way, and for me, I was just capturing footage so I could potentially watch it when I'm 85, 95, and just relax and say, look at how great everything was then, But what happened is the pandemic hit, and because I have all this creativity flowing through me, I was like, I need to do something to keep my creativity flowing. So I started cutting the footage together, and I put it together and came up with a documentary. And one of my friends, Melissa Randall, love her, she said, put it into a film festival. And I was like, why? Who's going to care about cosplay? It's a niche. And she was like, you'll be surprised. So I put it into a film festival, and after that, it just opened up so many doors. It won 2 Telly Awards.
Oh, that's incredible.
It won 2 Telly Awards.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys can clap for that. Yeah, that was an accomplishment. It went to Cannes Short Film Festival. It went to South Africa Comic Con. It went to New York Comic Con. It got put on tour, and I was like, this is great. And right after the last tour, where the company took it on tour to all the cons, Amazon Prime reached out and was like, we would like to put this on Prime. So I was like, thank you. So how could I say no to that, right?
Yeah.
But what I wanted people to take from that is to see people of color in the cosplay space, to also understand, thank you, understand diversity, understand that this is a wonderful tool for camaraderie, for escapism, and that we are in this space, have always been in this space, and I just wanted to make sure it was spotlighted. Because, a couple of times we have been hit with, you're shouldn't be cosplaying this character because of your skin complexion and stuff. And I wanted to erase that if I could to the best of my ability, because characters are characters, and as a person that works in television and film, I could literally recast. I have a character list, I have a story arc, I have a character arc. A lot of people physically can fit that. So I don't get stuck to that. And I wanted people to just open up their mind, open up their scope, let people cosplay, let them have fun, and not police it, and enjoy and see that people of color are here and we're doing great things. And not only do we cosplay, but we have wonderful, wonderful jobs and nuances in cosplay, like he does. He's a designer, a specialty costume designer, and cosplay made that happen for him.
Awesome.
So I have one quick last question. For anybody that is interested into getting into cosplay, what's the one tip you would give to like a newbie to cosplay?
Oh, for me, I think when you're interested in getting into cosplay, I do recommend picking a character that you really resonate with, that you connect with, and don't think that you have to go big. Closet cosplay is a wonderful thing. I did one last night at Cyberpunk. I enjoyed it. You can put together a lot of characters from the closet or from bartering or just pulling from different spaces and places in your life or from different people. So just really connect with a character because you're gonna love it. Because once you get to a place like here, once you come to a DragonCon or a convention, you're gonna see that there are so many other people that's doing that fandom with you. And you're gonna say, wow, and you're gonna just be embracing this flood of synergy. So go for what you are connected to and just expand and grow and understand it's always a work in progress. We enhance our costumes every time we put them on. It's something that we want to do different, and that's okay. It does not have to be perfect.
Anything?
And I would say, like, if you want to cosplay, I think the most important first step is just do it. I can almost guarantee that almost everybody in here has a costume in their closet, whether you realize it or not. If you look through the items in your closet, you can pull items together to create a character. So just get started, and like Barr Foxx said, you build from there. Because I started off simple and decided I wanted to get more intricate. You can keep it simple, or you can just keep on increasing, you know, what you're doing and being creative. I like looking at other people's cosplays for inspiration, because I'm always open to learning new things. So I would never think that I know everything. So, you know, getting new inspiration from other videos and just talking to other cosplayers, you get new ideas.
That's awesome. Dean, Barr, thank you so much for joining us.
So real quick, I want to introduce another segment we're going to put up here. And it was so much fun making this. Over at the kids track, there was a little workshop where kids could get together and make a little helicopter like that mimics what they have on Mars. It's like basically they're pretending they're on a space station and they're making, you know, stuff for science. So I had a lot of fun with these kids. They're really, really smart and brilliant. Let's check it out. What's up, folks? TJ here, out and about with DCTV. We're just checking out what's going on around the host hotels. And right now what's happening is the Kids Learn Space Station Creations Workshop. Let's go get involved. What are y'all's names?
I'm Lincoln. And I'm Violet.
Okay, and you guys are building a what exactly?
A Mars helicopter. And mine doesn't work.
Wow, okay, so what's your favorite space fact?
My favorite space fact
Sure.
technically has to be that Neptune is actually the windiest planet in the solar system.
Fact about space.
Well, I like how the stars are shining bright every.
Welcome back. That was live shows, everyone. Well, I have mentioned that we have a lot of things at the con. We have Vikings. We also have NASA this year, and we have some guests coming on from NASA.
Thank you all for being
Yes,
here.
Les, AC, thank you so much for coming. We have, like I said, NASA folks, in this case, 2 chief technologists. Can you talk a little bit about who you are and what a chief technologist at NASA does? Because I'm guessing a lot of folks are like, huh?
All right, good morning, DragonCon. So I am your friendly neighborhood chief technologist at NASA headquarters, AC Charania. So I work for our NASA senior leaders, including Administrator Bill Nelson and Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy in technology, innovation, and strategy. So at any large organization, you have a group of folks who help the senior leaders think about strategy, how to implement that strategy. Are we doing everything as an organization optimally? And then for me personally, how to innovate. So that is, are we advancing technologies appropriately? Are we addressing the right sorts of technologies? How are we innovating with our local 17,000 civilian workforce at the agency? And also sometimes, as I like to say, if sometimes I'm not making people uncomfortable, I'm not doing my job. In terms of, are we investing your hard-earned taxpayer money in the right technology areas to enable this future visions? That's kind of what I do. And then all across the NASA centers, there's a chief technologist. So each NASA center in JPL has a chief technologist, and they support me at headquarters. Les Johnson is your local NASA Marshall Space Flight Center chief technologist. And so he's doing innovation at the center. He's helping me in my challenge in innovating across the agency. So.
Yeah, hi, I'm Les Johnson, and as AC said, I'm the Chief Technologist at the Marshall Space Flight Center over in Huntsville, Alabama. We have a great space museum. If you haven't been over to visit it, you ought to come over and visit. It's wonderful to see and spend half a day. To support what AC's doing and the agency is trying to do as we return to the moon, talk about planning for going to Mars, sending robotic probes all over the solar system, I'm responsible for making sure that the technologies that the Marshall Space Flight Center is responsible for preparing for the agency are ready to do that we have people innovating for that next generation of systems so that we can get the breakthrough technologies we're going to need to have a robust space economy. Marshall has expertise in many areas. We're doing the human landing system. We're definitely a rocket and propulsion center. We do closed-loop life support. And those are among the areas, in addition to 3D printing and additive manufacturing, that we're really pushing the edge of technologies for space. And as I've been telling people, as I've been in this job for about 4 months, I feel like the kid who's in New York City on Christmas Eve looking at the toys in the store window that we need to have for space exploration and only having so much money to do that because there's some incredible things that our creative folks are coming up with, and we're trying to pick the right ones at the right time to enable the mission that we all want to see happen.
Wow. So I've read that both of you all have been coming to DragonCon multiple times, right? We're DragonCon veterans. So, and as it's been growing or as it's been going through time, NASA's participation in DragonCon has increased. How did it happen? How did you guys make that work?
Well, I think I've been coming to DragonCon probably 25 plus years. I grew up in Atlanta, went to Georgia Tech. And actually, my journey to actually speaking at DragonCon was actually more than 20 plus years ago. I went to the space track before Rain managed it and noticed that different panelists were maybe not talking about all the innovations that were happening in our space industry. I was in commercial space back then, and so I volunteered, hey, could I come speak? And 23 years ago, started speaking, and then saw people like Les and our colleagues from JPL attending informally. So all of us were coming independently. And then I think this year with Les and myself and others coming in, I think at the headquarters agency level, they're like, oh, maybe we should get behind this more formally. And so I'm very happy to report this year NASA is officially here at DragonCon with an official table.
That is
Les
awesome.
and I walked the parade yesterday morning. And my vision is we brought more than 20 NASA JPL folks here for multiple talks on the space track. I look to have even more engagement next year as we talk about what we're actually happening in terms of Artemis 1, Artemis 2, Artemis 3, landing the first woman and person of color on the lunar surface in the next few years, building a lunar space station we call the Gateway, sending missions, next generation missions to Europa, developing new observatories and launching them. So all of those innovations that we're going to talk about and we talk about, I think I'm very happy, and I'll report very positively back to all of our NASA leadership of how we can engage here. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've been coming to DragonCon for at least as long as AC, and I took a break when my kids were young, but I've been in the space track, the science track. I also write science fiction novels. I've been in the sci-fi lit track. And one of the things I've found coming to DragonCon, as well as going and speaking at professional organizations and civic groups, you folks ask some of the most knowledgeable, insightful questions of any group that I've ever been to. I can come to DragonCon and people will ask questions in nuanced detail about things we're doing in space that the average person on the street doesn't know, but you do, which is amazing. And that's why I'm glad we're here officially. I think this is the right folks to interact with, the creative folks, and the people who care about what we're doing in space.
And I love that NASA has recognized your contributions to here and said, yes, this is something we should officially be in, so that you don't have to always preface everything with, well, I work at NASA, but I'm not speaking officially for NASA.
You've heard my lectures, haven't you?
I have heard your lectures, yes. One last question. What kind of plans do you have for next year? You said you're trying to expand.
Well, I think it's like have different additional technologists and mission architects come in and talk about what they're doing. Hopefully get some of our folks who've flown in space with the cadre of folks in the astronaut corps, looking at how we can enhance maybe our participation in the parade, and maybe also expand, how we engage with other tracks. For instance, NASA is also a science agency, so in terms of not only the space track, but science tracks, robotics tracks. So I think there's like all sorts of tracks I think we can engage with, as we move forward. And I think I'm most excited about a few DragonCons from now when we have so much technical progress in our Artemis program. And maybe, hopefully, knock on wood, at some point, the astronauts that go around the moon on Artemis 4 in a future DragonCon, we can bring them here as well. Not promising anything.
That would be awesome.
I'm just saying those kinds of things are now possible.
Yep.
So.
AC, Les, thank you so much for being here. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thanks for having us.
And I understand we had a parade yesterday and have some things to show with it.
Yeah, we got one more final segment here where, we saw in the parade the Herkimer, let me say this correctly, Herkimer Battle Jitney from the Mystery Men, and it was created by Razorfly Studios. That was in the parade, and we got to interview those guys, so we're going to see that now.
Hey guys, I'm Chaz with DragonConTV, and I'm here with the Herkimer Battle Jitney, and we're here to learn more about this vehicle and Razorfly Studios. I'm here with Mark Zorin. He's going to tell us more about Razorfly Studios.
Razorfly Studios is an International Academy Award-winning costume and prop house that focuses on building replicas and restoring screen-used vehicles like this, the Herkimer Battle Jitney from Mystery Men.
How many years have you been out at the DragonCon parade here?
I've been doing the DragonCon parade as long as I've been coming to DragonCon now, so it's over 20 years.
That's a lot of dedication. Can you describe what you'll be driving in the parade today?
Yes, this is the Herkimer Battle Jitney from the movie Mystery Men. This is actually the screen used and the only one that exists. What's interesting is this is the 25th anniversary of Mystery Men, and we'll actually have the creator of Mystery Men, Bob Burton, riding on top with us in the parade.
Can you tell us how long did it take for you to create the vehicle here?
So we purchased the vehicle back in 2021, literally the week before DragonCon that year, and we just finished it prior to Memorial Day weekend this year, actually. So about a 3-year build.
Awesome, fantastic. And can you tell us more about any future projects with Razorfly Studios? Will they be premiered at DragonCon or any future?
So we have a couple vehicles that are always in the works, like our 89 Keaton Batmobile. But most notably, we're actually restoring Fozzie Bear's car from the Muppet movie for the Studebaker National Museum. Stay tuned on that one.
Can you tell us what brings you back every year to the parade?
DragonCon is one of these places where we get to show off our expression of love for fandoms. What we do is show off, just bring stuff to share with people. And one of the best ways to do that is the DragonCon parade. And everyone here, all the volunteers, everybody is fantastic, super inviting, super welcoming, and super efficient. And so we make it a point every year to be a part of this because it is just an amazing experience.
How does it feel to ride the Herkimer Battle Jitney this year?
This is a blast. This is like really a great time to have fun and be in this magnificent machine that they've restored.
Oh wow, look what we have here.
I'm the shoveler. I shovel well. I shovel very well. And I'm excited to be with Razorfly Studios here in the parade.
Fantastic. How does it feel to be in the parade this year with Razorfly Studios?
It's exciting. This is the 25th anniversary of Mystery Men. It's great. He's got the actual Herkimer Battle Jitney here and the creator of the Mystery Men himself. So we're going to be in the parade together. It's going to be great.
This is Chaz signing off at the 2024 DragonCon Parade with DragonConTV.
Thank you, DragonCon, for an amazing parade.
Thanks, DragonCon. See you next year.
All right, DragonCon, the late show has kept you late enough, so we're going to let you go. But before we do, please remember, as you are enjoying all the wonders of con, rest, hydrate, feed yourself, shower. Please get all of that done, but also enjoy con. On behalf of Vaughn and TJ, this has been The Late Show. I'm Stephen Grenade. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.